Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Career Services and LIS Careers session. My name is Alicia McKenzie, and I am one of the Career Services advisors here at the iSchool. Today, I will be talking about a variety of topics to help you learn more about the career services that we offer to LIS students. My first section will be helping you to meet the advisors. Then I will talk about the specific services that you have access to, along with tactics that you can use to prepare now for getting started before you join the program in the fall. I will also talk about a variety of qualities that are desired by employers looking for candidates with the MLIS degree. And then I will give you a little more information about how to create a strong resume. And finally, I will end today's presentation with some resources that you can start using now to better prepare for your career path and your career development. First of all, I wanted to say hello and give you a little bit more information about who I am, as well as my colleague, Dean Kirkpatrick. On the screen, you'll see a slide with the picture. I'm the person in the red, and I've been at the University of Washington iSchool for about 2 years now. My first job outside of undergrad was working as a library assistant at the City of Phoenix Public Library. So I do have some experience and expertise working in the library field. I've also worked in a variety of other jobs, including fundraising, career services, and recruiting, which was my most recent job before joining the iSchool. My colleague, Dean Kirkpatrick, is the other person in the photo, and he is here to help you just as much as I am. One thing we do is we divide up who does the planning of the career events for each degree program, and I do all of the planning for the MLIS students, the mid-career MSIM, and the PhD, and Dean does the planning for the events for the informatics students and the full-time MSIM program. Dean has been working at the University of Washington for, I think, just under 5 years now, and he has most recently been at the iSchool for 2 years, having started at the same time as I did. And he also happens to be an alum of the University of Washington, so he's a Husky, as you will hopefully be as well. Previous to working at the iSchool, Dean worked at the University of Washington's Career and Internship Center, which happens to be located on the first floor of Mary Gates Hall. And before that, he spent some time working as a technology recruiter. Specific services that we have here for you at the iSchool include such a variety of different things for you, and they definitely change as the year goes on. But what I have listed on the slide for you are the things that are going to stay, and so you shouldn't really ever lose services. You will always be gaining services depending upon what we are able to come up with and incorporate throughout the year. The most popular service that we offer is one-on-one advising appointments, and those can be done both in person or online. If you are located here in the Seattle area, regardless of your program mode, you are able to come into the office and meet one-on-one. If you are an online student not located in Seattle, or if you're a residential student that just can't make it to campus, you are more than welcome to set up an advising appointment and to do that virtually. So online via Zoom, via Google Hangouts, or via Skype, or you can set up a phone call as well. So a wide variety of ways for you to interact with myself or Dean in a one-on-one capacity so we can answer all of your questions. We also offer drop-in advising, which is an alternative to scheduling an appointment in that you don't need to schedule ahead of time. We don't need any information. And those sessions are also smaller, so tend to be about 15 minutes in length, whereas the scheduled advising appointment is 30 minutes in length. We have drop-in advising Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday afternoons, and that should remain all of next year as well. Other things that we can do for you is provide reviews of various documents that you need for your job search. This can include resumes, cover letters, and CVs. It can also include helping with letters of recommendation or writing emails that you need to be doing in order to facilitate a relationship with a recruiter or a hiring manager. We also do in-person and online workshops. For the most of our workshops that we hold on campus, they tend to have an interactive component to them. So we do our best to simulcast that for students that would like to be able to attend, but they can't make it to campus. And if we aren't able to simulcast, we'll try to do an online workshop either a recording or do a specific online version so that students are able to receive the same information. And we also have the iSchool Career Fair, and this is an opportunity for you to interact with employers that come to campus that are interested in talking with LIS students. Last year, we had about 10 employers come to campus, and even though a lot of them weren't hiring at that time, what they were doing was coming for branding purposes so that students could become familiar with that company, and they could also let them know that they would be hiring in the future. So definitely plan on attending the iSchool Career Fair. That's typically in the winter quarter. Other things that we offer for students are student and alumni panels on a variety of topics. We have had topics such as recent graduates talk about their job search. We've had what we call professional development panels, where we bring in alumni or professionals in the area to talk about their experience working in a specific industry or with a specific job type. Most recently, we had one on the 3 p.m. type jobs, which is project management, program management, and product management. And we were able to get alumni from all of our degree programs, I think except for the PhD. But we do have alumni even from the LIS program working in project, program, or product management. And finally, we do a lot of research on your behalf to try and find really strong information for you that you can use as resources to learn about the industry, to learn about how to interview or how to prepare for an interview, how to interact with people in a business setting. So we try to provide all that information online or possibly in a Canvas, which is our learning management software. We have a course there that you have access to so that you can find online articles and resources. And we also do a weekly newsletter. So every week you'll read about a topic from us, and we'll also highlight jobs and internships or directed fieldwork opportunities as well. There are a few things that you can do to prepare right now for your upcoming job search, be that for a directed fieldwork when you just start the program. So you can do that in your spring quarter of your first year, or if you're an online student, you can do that after you complete a certain sequence of coursework. Or if you're just thinking ahead about what you'd like to be doing once you graduate, there are so many things that you can do to prepare. And so my first and foremost advice for anybody starting and joining into the MLIS program is to read. Reading is the best way to get information if you are, I guess if you're a visual learner. If you're audio, maybe you can listen to some podcasts or listen to some videos online, but reading is a really great way to find information that you aren't accustomed to seeing about the industry, or articles from academics who are doing research in the area. So I highly recommend that you take a look at blogs or the library journal or other publications to read more about the LIS field. Then I think something that's really easy for you to do is to explore different types of LIS jobs. So get an idea of what kind of job you want to be doing once you finish the program. Because this is more of a professional program, meaning that people are coming in with the goal of working in industry, so it's a terminal degree. So we have exceptions. A few people go on to a PhD but for the vast majority of students taking this program, this will be your end stop. So you won't be getting more education afterward. But the best thing to do to try to find more LIS specific jobs is to search for jobs on what we call the aggregator job boards. So that's Indeed.com, SimplyHired.com. It could be Glassdoor. There are such a plethora of jobs out there that require information science experience or require certain skills. I would search by keyword and I would search by job title to start seeing what people are hiring for. And another way that you can learn about different types of LIS jobs is to talk to people in the field. So I always encourage you to start talking to people that you have connections to, that you can locate, that have expertise and knowledge around what it's like to work in the information science field. Some easy ways that you can find people to talk to are basically going to the library. If you're interested in becoming a librarian, you can walk in and talk to them at the reference desk. It's really nice because that's their job, is to talk to you as a patron, and you can ask them questions about what they did, where they went to library school, and the advice for going to library school. Such a great way for you to gain more knowledge. Other ways that you can find people to talk to that are working in the field is to attend professional events. And these can be events through professional organizations such as ALA, the Washington Library Association or California Library Association, Oregon Library Association, enter your state here Library Association. I highly recommend taking the time to spend some of your precious time talking with people and attending those events with information that could be interesting for you and also relevant to what you want to be doing in the future. And finally, the last tip that I give people when they're preparing for the program is to prepare your resume ahead of time. I know this feels so far away from when you'll be looking for a job, but directed field work could be around the corner and you never know what type of opportunity can come your way. So I definitely recommend taking some time when you don't have classes and you don't have other commitments to distract you from actually doing your resume. So please do take a look, edit it, make sure you have relevant information, add your new degree to it with an expected graduation date. Think about the skills you'll be gaining and you can add those as well. So I highly recommend that you take a look. Some of the most interesting questions that I get from people, both students and employers, is what kind of skills are really important for people working in the LIS field. And what I have for you here on this slide is a variety of skill sets that you can focus on developing. And it's also some information that was gathered from the San Jose State University Emerging Career Trends report that they produce. This one particularly comes from the 2014 report, and I know they did a 2016 report as well. So feel free to Google that and take a look at what they found for jobs for the LIS field. But to highlight some of these desired qualities of candidates in the LIS field, I think the two biggest ones I see here are communication skills and customer service skills. And I put those there because you'll be working with people. Unless you're doing highly technical work in a database or doing work in taxonomy or metadata, chances are you will be front and center talking with people, working in collaboration or working with patrons. So really honing in on those communication and customer service skills will be helpful for you. Research skills are also important and a really easy thing to do when you're here at the university because we have so much research going on and databases that you can access through the library system. I think developing your research skills will be really helpful. One skill that I've heard about a lot that tends to be missing from candidates is leadership skills and initiative to undertake projects, think about innovation. Those are two skills in particular that I think are really helpful for you and set you apart from other candidates. So if you have the chance to be a student leader, I highly recommend it. Other skills on here, assessment experience, working with diverse populations, working independently, project management, they're all definitely needed, but to a lesser degree. So do your best, but realize that you can kind of pick and choose those skills and you don't have to work on all of them because it is a long list. So hopefully this will help you figure out how to customize or what to focus on when you're thinking about developing into a professional. Other information I wanted to give you today was some tips on how you can create a resume that is really strong and interesting for someone that is reviewing candidates. First and foremost, with resumes, page numbers can definitely be a big area of confusion. 1 page or 2 page, I get that question all the time. What I usually say is if you are a graduate student with 5 years of experience or more, 2 pages for your resume is just fine. If you are a graduate student with 5 years of experience or less, 1 page will work just fine for you. 5 years is that either or stage. So just determine if you have a lot of experience, go with the 2 pages. If you're at 5 years and you just don't have too much on your resume, go with 1 page. These resumes are going to be similar to what you'll see in an industry type of a process. So it's not going to be that different from what you either have already used or what you can see online. So know that there's not a lot of differences and that's okay. Skills that you can include on your resume are technology. One thing I see people don't do that have expertise in LIS is talk about what cataloging software they've used, talking about what databases they know how to use. include that information. It will be super helpful for anybody that is looking to hire you. Those leadership skills, people forget to put them on there. Any community outreach skills you have, if you have experience with budgeting, that's always important. And if you have experience with diverse populations, this is a field that values diversity and values expertise in working with a wide variety of populations. So be sure to include that information. As I mentioned before, for technologies, cataloging information is really helpful. If you have expertise with research databases, if you've been able to learn how to do MARC records, if you know how to utilize MongoDB, any sort of preservation, digital preservation type programs, if you take XML, there's just a number of technology skills you can include on your resume, and I highly recommend including those. And then my last two tips for you are basically about the bullet points that you see on a resume. This is the main meat of your document, and this is what you want to be the most interesting information. So what you'll do is make sure that what you're describing is not a list of everything you've ever done. It's not a task list. It's more of an accomplishments list, or think about it as an illustration of all of the work that you've been doing, including why you did it and what the results were. Make sure that you are including appropriate numbers to help quantify what you've been doing, clarifying if you worked in 20 data records versus 10,000 data records. That can be really helpful for people to know. If you're working in weeding a 500-piece collection versus a 1,000-piece collection, that's important to know. So make sure you're adding numbers to qualify what you're doing. And adjectives as well. There can be skills that you're utilizing like customer service that don't have numbers that you can use to provide more information about it. So you're going to use adjectives such as delight customers or deliver high quality customer service. Think about what you can do to be specific about what service you're providing or what skills you're using, but how to also add information so that people know that you are focused on high quality work and delivering results and are impactful about the work that you're doing. Resources that you can utilize now before the school program starts include the UW Career Guide. So if you're on campus, happen to be on campus and are in Mary Gates Hall on the first floor, there's the University of Washington Career and Internship Center, and they produce a booklet called the UW Career Guide. And this booklet includes information on resumes and strong verbs you can use on your resume. It can talk about making a CV. It talks about networking. It talks about how to figure out what you want to do. I highly recommend getting a copy just because it's a nice reference for you. If you are not on campus and aren't able to get to campus or prefer a digital copy, you can also find a copy of that as a PDF on the UW Career and Internship Center website. Something you'll get access to usually around July, sometimes earlier, sometimes later, is Husky Jobs. Husky Jobs is a site where you can find a job board for jobs all across campus and jobs outside of campus as well. So I highly recommend taking a look once you get access to that. The ALA job site is a really nice resource. It is particularly for the librarian field, so take a look there and see if there's some information that you might not be able to get other places because it is so library focused. The iSchool website, specifically under Career Services, is a really great way to find some resources for you. There's also the UW Libraries website. So if you're looking for an on-campus job or are thinking about trying to get some expertise in the on-campus libraries, you can find those jobs posted on the UW Libraries website. Also get to know inalj.com, ineedalibraryjob.com. That's a blog that's curated list of jobs that are happening across the country that people are looking to fill. So please take a look at that, and it can help you research and get to know jobs that you'd be interested in doing in the future. And finally, take a look at your state library association. They have a number of resources for you and are a really great way to get yourself involved in the library field if that's what you want to be doing with your life. So that's basically all I have for you today. If you would like to get in contact with me and have questions, please feel free to reach out. You can find my information on the iSchool website. Thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing you in the fall. Have a nice day.